What is up, YouTube? Holy Pepsi here. This is going to be the Season 6 Preseason Masteries. Now, none of this is final, but these are the Masteries that are now available on the PBE. So you'll get to see what they're doing or what their thought process is. Now, as you can see here, we don't have the offense, defense, and utility. We have Resolve, Cunning, and Ferocity. This is a major change. You cannot go 21-9 anymore. You can only go 18 in any given set. And to explain things better, if you put 5 stacks on here, right, or 5 points over here, you basically can only move one at a time over, or I guess you can continuously move them over, but it removes them from Fury. So if you want to put stuff in the, basically if you want to have both of them active, you can't max either one of them. You can only do 5 points total between the two. So if it's only worth 1 point, you can't get both of them no matter what you do. So that's very interesting. It's basically you either pick one or the other. So let's go over them as we put points into them. Fury gives you attack speed. At max, it gives you 4% attack speed, which is, I believe, the standard. Actually, I think it gave you 5 before. Now, Sorcery now gives 2% increased ability power and spell damage, which is very, very awesome. Actually, Feast killing a unit restores 20 health, 20-second cooldown, that's pretty standard for junglers. Double-edged sword, melee deal 3% damage and take an additional 1.5% damage. Range deal and take an additional 2% damage. So double-edged sword is usually what you want to go. Natural talent. 2 attack damage, 3 ability power at level 18. That's at 1 point. If you do 5, it's 10 attack damage and 15 ability power. Now understand, this is going to be amazing for hybrid champions like Akali, Kayle, anyone that basically Shvyana, anyone who scales off of both AD and AP. That's going to be really nice. We have Vampirism, which gives you 2% spell vamp and lifesteal, which is again really nice. This will be good on like champions like Mundo, who don't really deal too much damage, but they're basically their damage over time. So getting lifesteal and spell vamp is really nice on him. Bounty Hunter, you deal 1% increased damage for each unique champion you kill. That's going to be really nice on assassins. Oppressor, you deal 2.5% increased damage on targets with impaired movement, stun, slower, etc. So pretty much anyone who basically CCs you is going to deal 2.5% increased damage, which is really nice. So Rammus, anyone like that is going to be pretty insane. Battering Blows gives you a 7% armor penetration, and Piercing Thoughts gives you 7% magic penetration. So they're identical. One's armor, one's magic penetration. Now here's where it gets really cool. Warlords Bloodlust, you can only pick one of the bottom 3. Warlords Bloodlust gives you something that's freaking awesome. Let me put a point in here so I can highlight it. Critical strikes heal you for 15% of the damage dealt and grant you 20% attack speed over 4 seconds. 2-second cooldown. So, Tryndamere. That's going to be insane on Tryndamere. So, yeah, it does have a 2-second cooldown, which is, I feel, a little bit long, but heal for 15% of the damage dealt. That's pretty freaking amazing. Like, dude, tank Tryndamere is viable now. That'd be actually pretty awesome if they made tank Tryndamere viable. So many people would get pissed off. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go heal. Oh, you're about to kill me? Immortality. Oh, my immortality goes away. Q, heal. GG, man. Fever of Battle. Your basic attacks now grant you a stack of Fever for 5 seconds. 10 max stacks. Each stack of Fever adds 1 to 8 bonus physical damage depending on your level against champions. So pretty much multiple attacks, you'll get an increase of attack damage, which is pretty nice. That'll be very useful on AD champions. And Deathfire Touch is your damaging abilities cause the enemy champion cause champions to take 6 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage and 20% of your ability power in magic damage over 3 seconds. Area effect damage over time abilities apply this apply this by 1.5 seconds. Sorry for the stuttering. So, pretty much, again, hybrid champions. Hybrid champions are benefiting very, very nicely off of these. Because, one, Akali, attack and AP, hello, really, really good, benefiting from so much of this. It's insane how much these champions are benefiting. So we got 18 in here. I'm gonna reset this, and you got Wanderer for Cunning. So that was resolved. Now we're going to Cunning, and we have Wanderer 3% movement speed out of combat. That's okay. Let's see the other one. Basic attacks and single target spells deal 5 bonus damage to minions and monsters. Most likely you're going to take the bonus movement speed. Buffs and jungle monsters grant 15% last 15% longer, including epic monsters. So Baron buff, you're most likely going to take this because what this does is it gives you that very early Baron buff for 15% longer the duration, which will allow you to push a lane more effectively, which is really, really nice. And the other one is just basically giving you biscuits, which it's okay. It's not amazing. If you're a Flask champion, I guess you could pick that up. It's, again, not that amazing, but it's decent. Merciless, basically execution, deal 5% damage to champions below 40% health. Meditation, once every 5 seconds, regenerate 1.5% of your missing mana, so aka Rise spell, or Rise Mastery. It's pretty insane. Alright. Bandit is a support spell, or a support, why am I calling them spell? A support mastery. Gain 1 gold for each nearby minion killed by an allied champion. Gain 3 gold, or 10 if you're melee. When hitting an enemy champion with an attack or spell, cannot be occurred more than once every 5 seconds. So this is basically just a support. Dangerous game. Champion kills and assists restore 5% of your missing health or mana. So this is going to be taken 9 times out of 10 unless you're playing support. And this basically prevents you from dying to ignite if you they ignite you when you're really low and you pick up a kill. Your cooldown reduction cap is increased by 5% and you gain 5% cooldown reduction. So you can pretty much go over the 40% cooldown reduction, which is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. This is going to be gain 1.8% armor per level. What is it? Let me gain 3 armor plus 0.3 armor magic penetration. Okay. That's okay. I don't want to say that's bad, but it's not that amazing. So it's basically you gain 3 armor and magic penetration, and you also gain 0.3 per level. I wouldn't say that's bad. You most likely actually take precision over intelligence, because that cooldown reduction isn't going to be that amazing considering it's just 5% increase of the cap of 40%. So that's not going to be that big, but yeah. Storm Raider's Surge. This one is really awesome. Dealing 30% of a champion's health, or dealing 30% of a champion's max health within 2 seconds grants you 35% movement speed for 3 seconds, 10-second cooldown. So pretty much champions like Kha'Zix, Rengar, champions like that, they can basically go in and they can hunt you down because they're going to nuke the crap out of you, and if you get away, they're going to get this massive movement speed buff. But if they go in and everything goes to hell, they can just jump out and run away because of that movement speed buff. So that gives them a little bit of a buff for escaping and also following up. So that's really, really nice. Thunderlord's Decree. Your third attack or spell to an enemy champion shocks the area around them, dealing 10 damage per level plus 20% of your bonus attack damage and 10% of your ability power as magic damage to enemies in an area for 30-second cooldown. So it's basically an AoE effect. It's pretty cool. It does hybrid damage. Again, it looks like they're really focusing on hybrid, which is really, really nice for those hybrid champions. So this might be really good on Akali. It might not be. I'm thinking that the other hybrid over here would probably be better, because that right there is just pretty insane. WindSpeaker Blessing. Your heals and shields are 10% stronger. Additionally, your shields and heals increase your target's resistance by 15% for 3 seconds when used on an ally other than yourself. So Soraka and Janna just got a buff, and this can also be applied to Mundo. He doesn't heal another ally other than himself, but he still gains the 10% stronger self-heal. So it doesn't say anything about its 10% stronger heal on other people. So he gets that 10% stronger heal on his ultimate. So that's pretty nice. That's what I believe, at least. I haven't tested it yet, but that's pretty nice if it does. So we're gonna undo this and go down to the last one, which would be Ferocity. So recovery basically is regenerating a small amount of HP, whereas unyielding is giving you 6% bonus armor and magic resist. I think unyielding will be the better one out of the two by a long shot. Maybe this, if you're an 80 carry, I guess, and you're not going to really build armor, that might be better, but even then, I'd probably go with unyielding. Explore. Basically, Garen just got an update, because everyone hates Garen when he has bush control. Same thing with Teemo, and now they get plus 12 movement speed when in bush and river. So that's going to be fun. Tough Skin, you take 2 less damage from champions and monster basic attacks. That's not bad. Veteran Scars, plus 4% of total health. And Runic Armor, plus 8% of bonus to all shields and heals, including lifesteal and regeneration. So, Mundo. So, yeah, Mundo pretty strong, man. Insight, your summer spells have a 15% reduced cooldown. That is really nice, because people are now starting to actually take summer spells or basically write down the timer on them. And that 15% is very, very nice to prevent them from getting an accurate time. So they might call out like 8-minute flash, and you'll get it up 15% faster than what they're expecting, and that's pretty damn nice. Perseverance, 15% health regeneration, increased to 200% when below 20% health. That's not bad. I guess that can be used on Mundo, someone who's a really big tank that will also basically have a ton of health regen items. So Spirit Visage, Warmog, stuff like that. That'll be pretty insane health regen when he's really low. Legendary Guardian, plus 3 armor and 3 magic resist for every enemy every nearby enemy champion. This I feel needs to get buffed, because this one's like freaking amazing. So yeah, plus 15 armor and magic resist if all 5 are near you, right? But swiftness gives you 15% tenacity and plus a slower resist. So, or a slow resist. So basically prevents you from getting slowed, or it weakens the slows that you're going to be taking, and you're getting 15% tenacity. Where do I sign up for this? That's freaking awesome. Grasp of the Unyielding. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next basic attacks against an enemy champion steals life equal to 3% of your maximum health, half for ranged champions. So it says attack, does not say basic attack, it says attack. So I wonder if Mundo's Cleaver will be considered an auto attack, or it'll be considered a range attack, or it'll just be considered an attack, because it says ranged champions, does not say ranged attacks. So that's another thing. So Mundo might be considered a melee champion, which in all right, he is a melee champion, but that's very important. Now you're gonna hear me say Mundo a lot. Do I main Mundo? No, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is really benefiting champions that are getting underplayed, and Mundo was one of those champions until last patch, and he got a pretty substantial buff. So what I'm seeing so far, it looks like he's going to be even a more monster than what he was. Like, he's going to be big. Large monsters and siege minions that you or your enemies kill grant you 25 plus 10 permanent health respectively. 300 max. After reaching the maximum health, further siege minions restore 100 health. So this is pretty much for supports. You're going to grab this and become a little bit tankier because 300 HP is pretty nice, and you're not going to be really doing too much damage as a support, so this will be good for like Leona, Owlstar, someone who wants to get some bonus HP. It's pretty good. And also, it'll heal you during sieges. Large monsters and siege minions that you or your enemy... Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. So, Blood of Stone. Plus 4% damage reduction. Okay, that's really good. When an ally is being attacked, or while near an ally, this bonus is doubled to 8% of the damage they would take from champions is dealt to you. So pretty much you're tanking damage that someone else would be tanking on your team. Most likely the AD carry, even the support, whatever the heck it is. You're going to take this on very heavy tanks, and pretty much you're getting damage reduction and you're taking damage from your teammates. And also, this damage cannot reduce you below 15% health, so it's pretty nice, and it's going to be for Mundo. Again, it's going to be for Mundo. Let me see here. Actually, these two are both really good for Mundo, because that's pretty stupid. You're stealing life, so you're actually taking away from them. And this is just basically negating damage from your teammates. And if you're a heavy tank that can regenerate, that's pretty damn good. So, so far, what do I think about the Masteries? I think they're awesome. I think, hopefully, Legendary Guardian will get buffed up to maybe, like, 5 per enemy champion. Because, really, this is just really OP. They either need to nerf this, or nerf Swiftness, or they need to buff Legendary Guardian, or everyone's just going to take Swiftness. That's my opinion. But, yeah, I really like the Masteries so far. And I think that, Season 6 is going to be really good. I'm really hoping that they're going to add in a new jungle camp, and I hope they add in maybe another roaming jungle monster. When I say roaming, I like to see a jungle monster that actually like goes around in the jungle, doesn't have a specific camp, and you have to kill them to basically get maybe additional gold, get a clue scroll or some crap like that. Yes, I did say clue scroll. But basically, put another random objective on the map for junglers. That way they can't constantly putting pressure, and it's a risk versus reward. Do I waste time chasing or killing this jungle monster, or do I help my team? And you can basically diversify the gameplay a lot by doing that. But also you'd have to look at the setbacks of like what would happen in lower elo. Would they focus more on that? But really that doesn't have any concern, because they're basically going to be focusing more on pro play rather than ranked play. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you think, and yeah, peace out. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will be definitely going over anything new that happens on the preseason patches.